Well, this long-awaited series is finally here. The shed is built, and you guys have been patient enough. You've seen lots of photos on our Facebook groups. Well, now it's time to get along and show you how we sort of built this shed. What I will say is that obviously we started this back in January of this year, and it's taken right away up until now, so we're talking like 3.5-4 months on and off, you know, with the weather the way it was and things. So it's been, you know, it's been a long old haul, but I think you'll agree when you come to the end of it, it's going to be more than worth it. Now this series may be in 2 or 3 parts, because we have a fair bit of footage that we need to get through, although we will speed that up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to roll the footage and just get on with it. As you can see, like any other build, okay, it starts with a hole in the ground. Any good build starts with a hole in the ground, and ours is no different. We excavated a hole which was 17 foot by 14 foot. It was about 1.5 feet deep, and although it doesn't look it here, we did, when this footage was taken, we did dig down quite a lot deeper. Towards the front here, you'll see that we had to put in boarding because the ground was sloping, but we ended up digging down as well there. And what you'll see over the next sort of few slides is, obviously this is the actual dump of dirt that we took out of there, just to give you some sort of idea. Started filling this in, but we've done it like this just so we can show you exactly what's going on. So as you can see in the bottom of this of the hole that we dug, we put a terrain down. That's to stop any weeds or anything coming through. Next then we've got some nice big block work and what have you, some small bricks and things like that. Then we go on to a layer of smaller stones, and then a layer of very fine stone. On top of that layer of fine stone, we will put slabs. Now the reason we're going to this extent for this shed, it's a large shed, it's a 17 by 14 shed, and there's not going to be so much weight on it, but we want to be able to make sure that rats can't get under it, because we're building this shed to last, guys. It's not going on the soil. We've gone down to a subsoil, and this is the layers and the efforts that we've gone to ensure that this shed doesn't go anywhere. Now we can't put a concrete base in here, which would be an easier option, okay, but this is what we can do on an allotment. There are rules on allotments that you can't put permanent structures and things like that, so a concrete base is really a no-no, but there is no reason why we can't do this. So as you can see, the 3 layers and the very fine stone at the top, and what we'll do now, we'll put a second layer on this, and then we'll grade that off, and then we've just got this area there then to continue and finish off, and then essentially that'll be the base then, apart from the slab work that's going on top of it, and we'll show you that when we get to it, guys. Yeah, so we carry on building the stonework. As you can see right the way down, you can see the amount of breeze blocks we used within this area. I got those from a local place that produces breeze blocks, and these are like the ones that had been damaged during production, so they just end up sort of throwing them in a big huge pile, and I went and helped myself to nearly 3 loads of them at the truck. And as you can see here, as we were going as well, you've got the truck where I've been pulling chip-ins from as well, and I had that from a local quarry. So everything that we've had for this base has been all gathered from areas that that it's not something I've had to buy. We've sort of recycled it all, or we've had it donated to us via the quarry or the breeze block company and things like that. As you can see behind me now, we've got pretty much most of this fine stone down on the surface of this, and what we'll do now, we'll level this off as we work, but our next job now is to start laying the slabs on this. It's a 14 by 17 foot base, okay, and it's absolutely full of hardcore, so once the slabs are on this, they are not going to move, and no rats or anything are going to get underneath it. So first thing we need to do now is get one slab in this corner here, which is very flat, level, plumb, and it's going off in the right way. We will run some lines which will give us the direction that we need to go and a level, and we'll start getting the slabs down. So we'll come back to you in a bit when we've got this first slab done, and we may let you see some of the rest of it. The floor is done now. It's taken 56 2-foot slabs, and we've got a good solid base now, so we can pretty much put anything down on this. We know it's not going to collapse. We know there's not going to be any issues with rats or anything like that, and it's going to be a fair old size shed. We're going to be able to get plenty of counters in here, a good seat. We'll be able to put a wood burning stove, whatever else we want to do. So the next thing now will be the walls, and I'll see you in a moment. At this point I decided to slab all the way up to the polytunnel, and this was for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I didn't fancy walking through mud and just putting wood chip down there, but come the winter a lot of water comes on this and it turns it to mud, and of course those IBC containers are about a ton in weight and they sink in the mud, so it also helps to stabilize those. So I decided while I was at it, it's much easier to do while we're at this stage than to try and do it around the shed when it's built. A few months later, it's now March, we did this base in January, and the reason that we wanted to leave it a little while was we wanted to give it a chance to settle. It's had a lot of rain on over the last 2 months and it has settled out and it's still quite flat, so I'm quite happy with it. So now we're going to get a start on building the base, and I'm going to leave you plugged in for that so that you can see what's going on, and I'll voice over where I need to. But as with any big project, stopping to film and this, that and the other is you know, does really drag it out. Okay guys, the carcass of this shed is going to be made out of these, and they are 3x2 pressure treated timbers, and the whole frame will be built out of this, and then we will clad that then with ply. We're using marine ply. It's 12mm thick. We've got two different types. We've got a hardwood for most of it, and if I don't quite have enough hardwood to do it all that I want to do, I've got some softwood marine ply for the back wall where the polytunnel is, but that's only if I haven't got enough hardboard. So there now are the parts for the front wall, or most of the parts I should say for the front wall. We've got a top and bottom plate. I'm not doubling these up like you would with you know, with a standard construction of a wall, okay, because this is just going to be a shed, and this is going to be rough carpentry. But what I am going to do is double up where the door joists are, because obviously the door has to swing on that and we need some substantial timbers for that. But it's just a case now of screwing this together. We're going to put them in roughly 2 foot on centre, and also obviously I got to take into consideration the door and the window. Is the first part of the front of the shed. So here we've got obviously the door, and there's a window here. I did make one little mistake, but it was because I need to put a piece of timber that's going to support some of the roof rafters from the front to the back, and it's going to have to go in the centre of the window there. But I wanted the bench height at a particular height so I could store things under it as well. So I've had to make a compromise, and I will have to have the end of like a little pocket around which will hold this timber within the window's view. But that's just a compromise I'm willing to make. But that's the first section. We've got a nice double area now for the door on both sides, nice and strong, and then we're away to go. So next things now is get the back wall done, and then we can put it aside. There you go guys, so there's the back wall. We just got the sides to do now and then bolt it all together. So it's all coming slowly. As you can see now, we're about 9 inches shorter than the front wall, and that's going to give us a slope off to the back. And the reason I've done that, it gives us a 6'3" height, it gives us a 6'6" height at the back, so that when I put the central post in for the roof, that is going to be above head height. So we just got sides to make up now, and they're pretty much identical, so I'll come back to you when I've done them. All I've got to do is put the windows in them guys, but it's pretty much identical to what you've already seen.